5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The promised land.
Well, good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? I am feeling very chipper this morning. Not sure about you. I'm quite enjoying this World Cup. Not sure about you. I'm pretty sure you're enjoying it just as much as I am, though, because United players, I spoke about it yesterday. We were speaking about Bruno Fernandes yesterday. We were speaking about Casemiro today. We are speaking about Marcus Rashford. MBE, by the way, Marcus Rashford. We're going to talk about that performance against Wales last night. We're going to talk just in general about Manchester United's players and the performances of them at this World Cup. I've got it written down there saying United will win the World Cup. Kind of semi-joking, but I'm pretty sure that United are going to come out of this with a World Cup winner now. I'd be very surprised if we didn't. We've got one in France, we've got one in England, one in Brazil, and one in Argentina. And if it's any team apart from those four that wins it, I'll be surprised. But look, good morning to all of you down here. Who's in the comments? Let me know where you're watching from. All the members, all the non-members, Facebook and YouTube. This is going to be a good show. There really is a proper feel-good factor around pretty much every element of Manchester United now. We're not just talking about the players. We're having real conversations about the club being sold. We're having real conversations about the Glazers leaving. I don't know, just feels good. Feels really good. Who's down here in the comments? Let's have a look. Got Ferdinand Bother. How you doing, buddy? Got Carl watching from New Zealand. Callum Dewsbury. Jonathan Rose is always on Facebook. Mark Fossey on Facebook too. Gary Cole. How you doing, Gary? We've got Bruce Jordan. And I can see there, T. We've got Michael Parsons, Freddie Matfield, Josh, as always, Stephen Weymouth, Charlie Hughes. How you doing, Charlie? Stevie Power. Lots and lots. Klein, as always. How you doing there? Lots and lots of you, as there are every single day. And this is it's just a good time, man. It's just it feels nice to be speaking about my football club like this. Normally, when I don't know, just you know, in the last couple of years, that's kind of what it's been like watching it. Last few years, actually, like watching United, it's just been like, well, okay. You get yourself up for the game, you kind of get left disappointed. You rinse and repeat. It's not the feeling around the club at the moment. That Martin, you're saying David Beckham will come in with a consortium from America to buy United for the Glazers. That's a possibility. I haven't really done a video on that just yet. I might do a little bit further down the line. But there's going to be a video that I'm going to be doing on Harris Blitzer on that consortium. Maybe David Beckham can be involved in that one. But look, right, let's talk about him. Let's talk about him because there are so many photos that I loved from that game yesterday. Watching the England game, if you watched it, England in the first half, it was a bit, yeah, okay, right, okay. I expected that. Lots of dominance in possession. Kane putting Rashford through in the first half. Wonderful run from Rashford, by the way. Great save from their goalkeeper. Came out and closed the space. Just kind of looked like that game. It had a lot of similarities to the USA game rather than the Iran game. And you're like, oh, okay, England are going to do this again. And in the second half, within the space of 90 seconds, Marcus Rashford scored an absolute pile driver of a free kick. Then he wins the ball back. Kane sweeps it across for Phil Foden at the back post. Manchester blue and red. 2 goals in 90 seconds and England dominating there. And it's with Marcus Rashford himself, right? We as United fans have had to, we've had to discuss, debate, and look at very different versions of Marcus Rashford. Certainly in an England shirt as well, especially in an England shirt. But when he went to Euro 2020 last tournament, Rashford was a bit of a shell of himself. He's taken on a lot of responsibility, social responsibility, political responsibility, really. When he was standing up against Boris Johnson, getting the U-turns with the school meals, and so many people are like, he should just be focusing on his football. And it's like, who are you to tell anybody what they should be doing in terms of a positive role model, which is what Rashford was trying to achieve and was achieving off the pitch. Did that affect his on-the-pitch performances? That's the debate that people will still have. But what Rashford has shown, I love that photo there. It might be Gareth Southgate, but I love the photo. Just to see to see Marcus Rashford with a big old smile on his face, playing the way that he is playing. It's clear that a burden has been lifted from his shoulders. Now, we can all make our own presumptions and assumptions as to what that was, but that we're not privy to that information. But there is absolutely no doubt whatsoever that Marcus Rashford is playing like a player reborn this season. Now, I've got my not suspicions. I'm pretty sure I know why it's happened. I'm somebody who's played a massive role in that. And let me put it up here. I was going to speak about it later on. But I think what we're seeing this World Cup, and I'm going to be speaking about it in a little bit more depth. I might even do a non-live video about this because I think it feels quite obvious. I'm not saying Erik ten Hag is the reason that Casemiro, the reason that Bruno, the reason that Rashford are all dominating at this World Cup. But it's not a coincidence. With all these players came into this World Cup in good form, in a positive mindset, in a forward-thinking mindset. And that is down to the groundwork that Erik ten Hag has been doing this season. You can tell that these players are well coached, and you can tell, I'll tell you what, that it feels like they know themselves a bit more. And Marcus Rashford adding another one of these ridiculous man of the match trophies, but another man of the match. So in the space of 24 hours, Bruno's got man of the match for Portugal against Uruguay. Casemiro's got man of the match for Brazil. And Marcus Rashford's got the man of the match there for England. 3 man of the match awards from 3 different United players in 3 different important World Cup group games. It's fantastic to see. As I said, there is really just a massively... There's just a massive shift in momentum at United from so many perspectives. And to see these lads doing this on the biggest of stages, the World Cup, it's, yeah, man, warms your heart. Warms your heart. I don't know. Budweiser paid some sweet, sweet money for that, so they wanted to get the biggest trophy. Imole saying it, Eriksen man of the match coming today. Eriksen man of the match, Martinez clean sheet, Varane clean sheet. That means Hannibal can't score. Oh, actually, no, you can score against Denmark. Yeah, Hannibal can score 2. Can score 1, and then Eriksen can score 2. Easy peasy. There's a comment there from Ant. Let me read this out. People forgot. For all his money and his fame, his good looks, Rashford is just a kid in the grand scheme of things. He just needs time. I'm not sure whether time would be the word I would use to describe what Rashford needs, but we forget that these, from an empathetic point of view, right? I was going to speak about this later, but I'll speak about this now. We forget that ultimately, they're just human beings. Marcus Rashford and Luke Shaw speaking after the game here, explaining his celebration and sort of what it meant to him. He goes, look, I lost one of my friends a couple of days ago. He had quite a long battle with cancer, and I'm pleased that I scored for him. And Luke Shaw speaking after the game also said this. Said, my nan sadly passed away on the evening before the World Cup. She had cancer for a long while, and unfortunately she passed away just before the first game, but I'm here. This World Cup means so much to me, and I don't want to miss anything. This is just something that I suppose we won't ever really understand. And there was, I think it was Nico Williams, the Wales defender, before their last game. Was it against USA? No, Iran. I can't remember who their second game was. But he was explaining that his granddad died on the day before the World Cup started. And you'll never... We'll never properly get to be privy to that sort of information. But of course it affects them. Of course it affects everyone. And I think Marcus Rashford is clearly somebody who has been struggling with the weight of expectation from a social, political, and a football perspective. He took on a lot of responsibility. He really did take on a lot of responsibility. And I think it weighed down on him. And United as an environment, I've said this before. I've said this all the time here on United People's TV because it's absolutely true that players are products of the environment that they are in. And you're seeing that now with how Manchester United's players are playing at the World Cup. And we saw it previously with how Manchester United's players were. When we were playing under Ralph Rangnick and that environment there that was just, it was a supply teacher. Nobody was listening to him and we didn't know what was happening. Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and when it was started to go downhill and just the feeling in and around the club there, the players were representative of that. And the players now, in my opinion, are representative of a new United, which is emerging, I suppose. We're still way off the final product. No one's saying that we're done. But this just fit to see it, not just with one individual. We're not here just talking about how wonderful Bruno Fernandes is at the World Cup, but then we look at all these other players and they're just kind of all being bang average. It's not that whatsoever. Look, let's bring this up. It's a collective, impressive United setup at this World Cup. Bruno Fernandes with 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games. Marcus Rashford with 3 goals in 3 games. Luke Shaw and Maguire with an assist each. Has Maguire got 2 assists? I know. A couple of clean sheets as well. Casemiro with a goal. Argentina haven't conceded a goal whilst Lisandro Martinez has been on the pitch. These United players are doing fantastic. And there's a comment there which I think is really important to bring up as well from Michael. I'll never truly forgive I'll never truly forgive Gareth Southgate for what he did with Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford in that Euro 2020 final. To bring both of those players on, having hardly featured in it, to take penalty kicks in Wembley for England against Italy in the Euro 2020 final was a ridiculous expectation from a manager. The wrong sorts of pressure. You're going to make them take a penalty. Let them at least come on for 5-10 minutes to kick the ball before they kick a penalty. Lo and behold, they missed. They were racially abused by absolute weapons. And of course, that played on their mind. And I think it's taken Rashford quite a bit of time to recover. And you can make, again, you can make your presumptions and your assumptions here about what's going on with Jadon Sancho. But something is happening behind the scenes with Jadon. He's a bit of a shadow of himself. And for a lot of us, we can look at the Jadon Sancho situation and we can think, oh, man, there's some parallels to what's been happening with Marcus Rashford. But look, you're seeing Rashford coming out the other side, the other end of the tunnel, and he's looking as happy as ever, as good as ever. And those goals yesterday, by the way, let's speak about the actual individual goals themselves. Wow, that free kick. Isn't it amazing what happens when you take Ronaldo away from a free kick? That's what he should be doing at United now. But what a finish that was. And the second goal. By the way, this really hurt my head. This really hurt. I'm sitting there watching the game. I'm watching that second goal when he cuts in from the right-hand side. And I'm like, as if I'm watching Marcus Rashford absolutely shine on the right wing. It's like, what's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. So apparently Marcus Rashford can play on the right-hand side. And that's something I didn't actually know. Someone down here speaking about Jay. Oh, mate, Jay, man, you JR man is an absolute, or GR man indeed. That's going to be his name from now on. But, dude, thank you very much for continuing to help this community grow and grow and grow. It makes such a difference. And as I said, tomorrow I'm announcing the giveaways, the advent calendar here on United People's TV. And Jay, the memberships that you've been gifting, that's all going to be going back into the pot, man. There's a lot of giveaways. There's a giveaway every single Monday to Friday in December. So that's I was trying to figure it out yesterday. How many giveaways is it? I was writing it all down. We've got 1, 2, 7, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20. Loads of giveaways. There really, really is. That Sensei saying thank you very much to the main man himself. And yeah, David, he is a legend indeed. I'm looking forward to all the stuff we're doing in December. I've got to get decorating today. Gonna get Christmassy in the background. Tyler is saying, Sam, do you think Ten Hag can do the same thing for Sancho and make him a deadly winger again? They say it's the mark of a really good coach, right? That they can improve players. And if you're looking at United players who have improved over the last few years, there's not really that many, are there? There's not many players that come to United and become a better player there, right? Bruno Fernandes was kind of one of them. But this year, you can talk about Scott McTominay. You can talk about Marcus Rashford. You can talk about, there's probably not Fred. Diogo Dalot is probably the best example. There really are so many players inside this United team that Erik ten Hag has helped improve. Now, Marcus Rashford is the biggest example of it right now because Marcus Rashford had that dominant performance yesterday. But by the way, get your head around this, right? Marcus Rashford is joint top goal scorer at the World Cup with Kylian Mbappe and fellow United player Cody Gakpo. I'm joking, but I will speak about Gakpo later on. Martial, you speaking about him being improved? Sure, him being improved. Honestly, there are so many players in this United squad that we can all confidently say, you know what, they've improved under Erik ten Hag. And it definitely, I just like the direction that our football club is headed on the pitch. I can now say as well at the same time, I like the direction that our football club is headed off the pitch. The Glazers are selling. Finally, our club feels like the whole ship's starting to steer in the right direction. The whole ship. We are a long way off it yet. And United is such a big club that it's going to take some time for it to all click and all work. But I tell you what, it's working right now at the World Cup. And it seems every single day there's a United player. Christian Eriksen today, Martinez, Varane and Hannibal Mejbri, the United players in action today. I think someone else is down there. Alex, yeah, you've joined in as well, man. Honestly, I can't say enough. I say so much here. But the generosity that Alex, that Jay, that Gungshi, that anybody else, Warren G as well, with the gifted memberships you keep putting in, it's amazing. It's the greatest compliment you could ever give the community, the fact that you want to bring others in. That's what community is, I suppose. A good one. Nishant, Stephen Rossborough, Daniel Toma, Cornish Maid, and Kettle. You're the lucky 5 there from Alex. So make sure you say thank you very much to him. Let me read a few of your comments out down here. David saying, imagine Rashford. Imagine he could. He could. Of course he could. Like now, Mbappe is in action. Who is he playing? Who are France playing? Let's have a look. France are playing Tunisia. Man, there's every chance that he bangs in a goal against Tunisia. Every chance he bangs in a goal. Lee, you're talking about Delo's impressing. Absolutely. Shady, you need a better group chat than that. You need a better group chat than that. And Ant, you're saying, look, I doubted ten Hag when I said in the beginning there were good players in our squad. I've never been happy. I love eating humble pie, man. I love eating humble pie. And it's just an overwhelming good feeling around the club at the moment, isn't it? As I said, look, we could talk about how Marcus Rashford got man of the match there against England, or we can talk about how Casemiro got man of the match there. Oh yeah, I don't know. You could talk about how Bruno Fernandes got man of the match. On the biggest of stages, United's players are absolutely thriving. And I think it's because of the environment that Erik ten Hag is creating at Manchester. It's not because of, but it's allowed these United players to go to the World Cup in the right frame of mind, at the right point where they can then go boom and they can take to the stage. Gary, you're right there as well. Sorry, stars on Facebook too. Everybody who sends in stars, I apologize that I can't name you by name because I can't see them. Maybe I need to improve my setup here because I can't actually see anybody who sends in stars. And Alex, you're spot on there. Anybody who has been gifted a membership, come and join in. You can't see the QR code here because that's just for the merch on the screen. By the way, look at that. I thought I'd bring this bad boy out. Oi. 3 little birds. I love this design. If I do say so myself. Because it came up with my idea. Everyone keeps doing it. I've seen so many people doing this. It's such a natural position for some fans. Oh, yeah, Rashford did well, but, mate, Wales are garbage. Yeah, the same people that said, oh, it's only Iran, and then Iran go and put in really decent performances against Wales. You can only beat, it's only Saudi Arabia, apart from the fact that they beat Argentina. Oh, it's only Japan, apart from the fact that they beat Germany. It doesn't matter that it's only Wales. Like in that first half, the England were poor. And in the second half, boom, exploded to life. Yes, of course, it changes when you get towards the knockout rounds, right? But England have qualified top of their group, scoring 9 goals. Play pretty well. We now play Senegal on Sunday. Could have been Holland, could have been Cody Gakpo, but no, we avoided that by topping the group. It's fantastic to see. And look, you can even talk about Harry Maguire. Isn't it weird? Harry Maguire for England. It's an environment thing. I also think it's a fact that you play slightly deeper for England and it suits and it's more comfortable for Harry Maguire. And that's just why I don't mean this in a horrible way. But again, I stand by my opinion of Harry Maguire in a Manchester United shirt, in the idea that I don't think he can ever play in a fully working Ten Hag high pressing system with a high line. It just does not suit the characteristics of Harry Maguire's game. And I don't think my opinion will change no matter what happens at the World Cup. But I'm happy for Harry Maguire. I'm not saying that to slight on Harry Maguire and try and treat them differently. It's just that's what I think. And Luke Shaw's still looking pretty good, man. And we see down there, Akil, you saying, look, you've got to beat the team in front of you. Yeah, there have been plenty of upsets. But look, what you're saying down there was wrong comment. Someone slagging Trent Alexander-Arnold. It is. But look, what's the next talking point I've got down here? I'm just so happy to be watching these United players at this moment in time, just doing this at the World Cup. It really is fantastic. As I said, it feels like a long time since, I don't know, it's widespread. It's widespread. As I said, it's not one individual we're talking about. You're talking about a collective there. Not every United player is at the World Cup, but just fantastic. Let's have a few of your comments down here about Maguire. This is boosting Maguire's price. His value will go up after. Look, Maguire will be sold in the summer, in my opinion. And I think he'll probably have a decent second half of the season. Decent. Well, certainly can't be as bad as it has been before. Can England beat Senegal? I don't know. It'll certainly be a harder game than we've had so far. Senegal, if you've watched Senegal, really tough team, fighting. There's a lot more presence in that midfield. Declan Rice and whoever plays in midfield, they're going to have a much harder fight in their hands. I almost want to ban you for that, but I'm not going to. I'm joking. And Alex is saying, look, again, you're right. I remember seeing Harry Maguire at Leicester, and I remember this before we signed him, and I was like, I always enjoyed watching Maguire break through the lines, bring the ball up, and he did that yesterday. There was lots of times where the ball was coming towards a Wales defender, and then Maguire was just hot on them quickly. Remember, he does that so often at United. Then either commits a foul, or the ball gets played around him and there's tons of space behind him. I don't know whether his timing's better at the World Cup. I don't know whether the players at Wales just weren't quick enough, weren't aware enough of him. But it's just we haven't really seen that Maguire for United for a long old time. And fair play to him. As I said, I think he enjoys that England environment. I think he enjoys the utter belief of Gareth Southgate, who stood by him through the thick of all of it. And he started, and he's got an assist, and he's got 2 clean sheets in 3 games. So fair enough. And Saini, I know you're saying that down there, but as Saudi Arabia showed, don't try and go into a World Cup and underestimate anybody. There's only 32 teams at the World Cup. You have to qualify and do a lot of qualifying to get to the World Cup. Sure, there will be better teams than there will be lesser teams, if you want to call it that. But as we've seen at this World Cup on quite a few occasions already, upsets happen. And I think England did quite well. Alex, you're saying this. Would you take selling Maguire in Jan if a decent offer came in post-World Cup? I would say yes, but you'd have to admit that it would leave United a bit thin in options. We can talk about Ted and Mengi coming through. I think Tuanzebe is coming back from injury a little bit soon as well. But Martinez is missing for that first leg against Barcelona away from home. Who's going to start in that game? Varane and Lindelof, as long as they're fit. We don't know about that. Varane, we can't really, let's be completely honest, we can't rely on his fitness between now and the end of the season. I don't know. If Maguire can play like that, do that in the United shirt, man. Please. Come on. Let's find out. Let's absolutely find out. And there's someone else I really want to speak about this morning. And I'm actually going to do a separate video on him today. You'll notice that I haven't done... we've spoken about Cody Gakpo in the live streams, and I will do it again this morning. today at lunchtime, I'm going to do a shorter video specifically on Gakpo because I think, personally, I've seen enough now. And I said this on Twitter yesterday. I said, look, say what you want about what position is Cody Gakpo's best, but he's a goal scorer. 3 games, 3 goals, and it's a perfect hat trick from him so far. A header, left foot goal, and a right foot goal. For me, I've personally seen enough of Cody Gakpo to say that I want United to really go all out for him. Now, we went after Cody Gakpo in the summer, right? And I stand by, again, this is hypothetical. We can't prove it right or wrong, but I stand by the idea that if United had moved earlier for Anthony, I think we could have got Anthony for in the region of 60 to 65 million. And I think we could have got Cody Gakpo and Anthony for near enough 100. We could have got both of them quite easily. We didn't. We went late with Anthony. We were sniffing around Cody Gakpo as an alternative to Anthony. Gakpo was ready. He had his bags packed for that move. But it didn't happen. Now, Fabrizio Romano has been talking about it and saying, look, he said this yesterday, I believe. Let's have a look. Yesterday, at 11 in the morning. So before their game, before Netherlands game against Qatar. Said Cody Gakpo, this is what he said. Right, let's bring this up full screen. Cody Gakpo on Premier League clubs interest because I'm more 100% focused on the World Cup. It's always nice to hear, but I just focus and I do my best. And he said this. His agents are already working on a potential transfer as he's expected to leave PSV in 2023. And he will leave PSV in 2023. That's either January or the summer. And you know the reason that I'm... spoiler, in terms of the main point I want to make in the video that I'm going to show you at lunchtime is Cody Gakpo, right? I can understand all the doubts around him. Of course. Oh, he's from the Eredivisie. Oh, he's not a striker. All of his goals come from the left. There are genuine questions that you ask about Cody Gakpo. But the reason that I would say with confidence that I would like United to go after him is this man. Is Erik Ten Hag. Ten Hag's instinct has been, so far, has been spot on. You know, Martinez with Malacia, bringing Eriksen in on a free transfer. Casemiro working, wow, brilliantly well. His judgment has been very, very good. And if he wants Cody Gakpo, then I want him to get Cody Gakpo because I think what Ten Hag has shown, we've just spoken about it quite a lot this morning here. We've spoken about Rashford. We've spoken about Dalot. We've spoken about Shaw. We've spoken about McTominay. We've spoken about these players that Erik Ten Hag has improved. And I look at Cody Gakpo and I see somebody who clearly can score goals. Left foot, right foot, and a header at the World Cup. 3 really important goals in 3 separate games for the Netherlands. And he's currently leading the Golden Boot chase with Mbappe and Rashford. I would trust if Erik Ten Hag looks at Cody Gakpo and goes, you know what? I want to sign him. Then I think that Erik Ten Hag feels he can, as a coach, take the credentials that Gakpo's got at the moment and turn that into the player we need. He's not the pure number 9 that we need on paper, but he's a goal scorer. And the goals that he's scored, he's very central positions. He's playing for Netherlands at the moment. So what I'm looking at here, and the reason that, as I said, it's kind of a convoluted way of going around it here. I look at the characteristics of Gakpo, and I trust Erik Ten Hag as a coach to be able to maximize those. I trust Erik Ten Hag to make him exactly what we need, rather than going out and signing exactly what we need. Some might argue that Gakpo is exactly what we need already, but I would back Ten Hag to turn him into a proper baller at United. And I've spoken about it before, and I still think the comparison is fair. If you're looking at what Liverpool built when they had Firmino, Mane, and Salah, and they dominated, that was a system which didn't have a pure number 9. Firmino was the closest of the 3, but he played more as a false 9 anyway, dropped off the back. Gakpo isn't a pure number 9, but he clearly can score goals. He clearly can play through the middle if you need to. And I think, for me, would be a fantastic signing. I want to see what you're saying about Gakpo in the comments here. You're talking about that. I think it was like Wesley Sneijder and someone else. Alex is not at all. He's actually played more as a number 9, and then he played on the right wing kind of for a bit as well when Memphis was playing through the middle. You're saying thing is we would still need a number 9. Memphis made run and space for his goal. Look, we've got Anthony Martial, we've got Marcus Rashford. Just the way this United team is shaping up, I'm not really sure who's playing where. Rashford, is he going to play on the left, or is Garnacho going to hold his spot? Does that mean that Rashford's going to play through the middle? What about Anthony Martial? I imagine he's number 1 as long as he's fit. Is he going to stay fit? Question marks, question marks. Right-hand side, we're looking at Anthony as number 1. Where does Jadon Sancho fit into all of this? We don't really know. What happens then if you sign Cody Gakpo? I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. And you could say it's the right sort of problems. But I don't know. The way I can just see this United team building and going forward with Ten Hag, I don't think we're going to sign an Erling Haaland type striker. Might be wrong. Very well might be wrong. But that's just what my gut instinct is telling me. That we're going to sign somebody who does have a bit more. That it won't be Nkunku, who looked like he's going Chelsea. I think Fabrizio Romano confirmed that this week. And I think that's a good signing for them. And it's exactly the sort of signing I think that Erik Ten Hag wants to make. And that's why I think Cody Gakpo ticks the box. That's why I think so anyway. Mate, Rob, you're right. It's the problem that every coach wants to have, isn't it? I've got too many good players in too many different positions. What am I supposed to do? It's the right sort of problems to have. Connie's saying, look, we need Gakpo. Ten Hag will make him into a striker. Yeah, he's got a lot going for him. And he does have that physique as well. Nomad saying he's a professional, wants to succeed, and he'll blend with Ten Hag. I think I've spoken to you about this before. The thing that's impressed me so much about Gakpo is his reaction to not getting the Premier League move in the summer. It could have been a time where he was like, downbeaten, shrugged his shoulders. Why always me? Disappointed he didn't get the move. But instead, he's absolutely crushed it with PSV. And now he's absolutely crushing it with the Netherlands. And it goes to show that he can react to adversity, use that as fuel for driving an improvement going forward. And that's a key characteristic of in my opinion, what makes a good signing. Game of Beans just saying you love the thought of a fluid front. If you're looking at, remember the preseason? Remember when we had, was it Rashford, Sancho, and Martial? That was a fluid front three. That was when we were like, "Whoa, what is this? This is new. I haven't seen this for a while. I've not seen this in United." And it worked. It really, really worked. And I think that's what Ten Hag is going for. And you're saying, can't see PSV letting him go in Jan. And the reality is this. Gakpo's price will be at its peak after the World Cup. That's the truth. There's no way that that he goes back to PSV. It doesn't even matter what he does at PSV. If he goes back to the Eredivisie and he bangs in another 15 goals and PSV win the league, does that increase his price? I don't think it does. After the World Cup, that will be their peak, the peak of the price. And if United do go in for him, then we will sign him. Personal terms won't be an issue. He wants to join Manchester United. The bigger issue, the wider issue, is do United have the funds to spend in January with the Glazers selling the club? That I don't have an answer to. I know what my instinct is telling me, that they won't spend any money. But at the same time, this is what, I don't know. It's a really tough thing. Try Thuram, Gakpo and Frimpong down there. Enzo Fernandez. Jeez, that would be nice. No to Gakpo, says Starlord. He's not good enough. We need a true centre forward. As I said, I personally feel this is where Ten Hag will disagree with you. I don't think we're going to be signing someone like Vlahovic, someone like Haaland, someone like Kane, someone like even Aguero maybe. Just doesn't strike me as where I think Erik Ten Hag will go. Of course, we'll see in the goodness of time. I might be completely wrong. Maybe we'll go back in and we'll go and sign Sesko before he even joins Leipzig. I doubt that very much. But this is just my opinion, right? We're having a conversation here this morning. Anthony, stop drinking so early. Seriously, it's not good for you. Gakpo, Felix, and Frimpong in January. Jeez. I hope if there is a Juventus Varsal, we spoke about this yesterday. I'm taking Chiesa and I'm taking Vlahovic. I'll give them Phil Jones in return, which I think's a fair trade. I think it's a fair trade. Ray saying, hi, Sam. If Gakpo signs for United, I'm confident he'll smash it. I would be confident in Erik Ten Hag's judgment. I would be confident in the fact that he feels Cody Gakpo is the right signing. And I would therefore be confident that Cody Gakpo would fit in at Manchester United and would do it. And as I said, I've been very, very impressed. I could have done a video after his first goal in the first game. That would have been premature. I could have done it after the second one as well. Still somewhat premature. After the group stage, 3 consecutive games, 3 consecutive goals. Right now, top scorer at the World Cup, and the different types of goals, the temperament is there. The quality is there. The responsibility in taking the pressure of being that leading, effectively number 9 for Holland, he's done it. And it's been quite impressive. And that's why I'm going to do my video today, because I personally have seen enough to believe that I think he'd be a good signing for Manchester United. I'm not sure he'd be my dream signing. But it also goes to show that Ten Hag knows what he's doing. We were sniffing around and we were looking at Cody Gakpo before the World Cup happened, right? This isn't a reaction to the World Cup and the fact that he's Dutch. This is the fact that we were there first. I suppose we were there first, actually. Ten Hag knows what he's doing. We spoke about this before, actually, didn't we? We have no idea. We all agreed, I think, in the comments that a fee in the region of 50 to 60 million would basically be enough. And it's a lot of money, right? They turned down 43 million euros from Leeds in the summer for Gakpo. And if you're looking at what he's done since then at PSV, I think he had like 30 something goal contributions in terms of goals and assists before the World Cup. And at the World Cup, he's then gone on to score 3 games in a row. You're probably looking at, if it was 43 million and they were confident enough to turn it down, you're adding on at least 10 to 15 million for what he did with PSV. And you're probably adding on the same value for what he's done so far with the Netherlands. And it's only going to increase if Netherlands play USA, I think on Saturday. If Cody Gakpo can score another one in that, the stock just continues to rise. I'll tell you what, man. I haven't got his... Where is he? Is he down there? I can't find him. Ruud van Nistelrooy is down there. Ruud, man. Manager of PSV. Do us a good one. Come on. Yes, please. And as I said, I'd love for us to have a Van Nistelrooy type striker. I just don't think we will. I just don't think we'll go for one. And that's not me with any sort of inside knowledge. That's kind of just my gut instinct of where I see this team going and the way I see it building going forward. Is it really a lot of money these days? Maybe, maybe not. I honestly have I have no grasp of what is or isn't a lot of money in the football market these days. I really have no idea what is a reasonable price for any player. I just don't, because I think it just changes so much. Alex, you're saying, look, I'll be amazed if we get Gakpo for anything less than 60 mil, somewhere between 50 and 60. I completely agree with you. It's if I'm PSV, I'm putting that premium on it. I'm adding the Gakpo in terms of the taxes that we're adding on here, right? The Gakpo season with PSV tax, the World Cup tax, the United tax, the Premier League tax, the Ten Hag tax. There's quite a few taxes going on there, on top of the fact that he was already 43 million and they rejected that in the summer. So 43 million euros wasn't enough in the summer. It's going to be a lot of money, man. It will be a lot. Dave, you're absolute don down there. Love this channel. The content is great. Just received my second merch delivery. Mate, all of you are amazing for the support you give them for the merch. And as I said, all your support that you continue to do and you continue to bring to the channel, it's helping make things like this advent calendar giveaway. I'm giving stuff away every single day. So I'm giving away some merch. I'm giving away some United shirts. I'm giving away some cash. I'm giving away, I don't know what else. Lots of stuff. And that's all because of the generosity of you, all the gifted memberships, all the merch that you've bought. I'm putting it back into the community and the channel. So big up to all of you for helping make that happen. That's just not, it's not correct. It's absolutely not correct. They rejected a 43 million euro bid from Leeds for Gakpo. No, they didn't turn down 20 million. 70 million plus add-ons. I imagine it'll probably be a lot of add-ons, right? It might be 60 mil up front, but an extra 10, 15 mil in the goodness of time. For me, Gakpo feels right. It feels right. And that's not just a reaction to what he's done at the World Cup, but it's a conversation that that first began in the summer, which is now proving to be the case. I think so anyway. Mate, Sarthak. Mate, Sarthak's down here gifting 20 memberships as well, man. Sarthak, Jay, Warren G, Gungshi. I apologize to any other names. I can't remember. There's so many of you that continue to just donate memberships. It's honestly, man. If I was an emotional person, I'd cry. But I'm not. Tizzy's Universe, John Wesley, Philip Bush, Erwin Peterson, KD, 54 Dunk, Hungry for Knowledge, Putin. Not that Putin. Hopefully not anyway. Maybe. Take Time, William Clark, Black Hole, and Mal, Francis. There's so many gifted memberships down there, mate. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very, very much. Top man indeed. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name properly there, man. With that Dubai video, I want to do a separate one on top of that. I felt it was important that we did that. And we have these conversations, these moral conversations about who our new owners should be. I've seen some mad shit. Some people just start spreading some weird stuff about me. I don't know why. I really have no idea why. Considering I'm a genuine, quite a positive person, quite a fair person. I'm not trying to, the agenda I've got here on United People's TV. I've told you that since day one. What is best for Manchester United? That's what I want. So it's definitely in our best interest that we understand it. But I actually also want to do a second interview on Dubai from a different angle, because I can appreciate that speaking to Nicholas McGeehan, who works for an NGO, Fair Squared, which protects workers' rights, is coming from a different angle. So I'm going to try and find somebody to speak from a different angle on Dubai. In the same way, I'm going to try and do the same from the American perspective. Harrison Blitzer, I think, is it Philadelphia 76ers? I'm going to do a separate video on that, right? I'm trying to be as fair as possible. We are going through, and we will go through, a minefield, a moral, political minefield on who our new owners should be, who the best new owners are, and who the right new owners are. And I'm not mentioning his name. I just brought that up because you sent in £2. You paid £2 for the privilege there, my friend, but I will not speak that dude's name. My word. What an absolute weapon. Luca, are you down there as well? Let's have a look. I think someone's saying down there. Yeah, Luca, you gifted a membership. Mikey Ands, look at that. Absolute dons. Josh, as you said that, not saying you're beggars, but don't ask for memberships, everyone. They're genuine. They're gifts. If you get gifted one, you get gifted one. You say thank you. You don't ask for a gift. We shouldn't do anyway. KD, Ivan Toney, I think, has pretty much ruled himself out of a big move in January because of that betting situation, we'll call it. Until that's completely resolved and the clubs know exactly what the case is, I don't see Man United or any other club going in for a big money move for Ivan Toney. It's just the truth. It's a shame for him, but that's just the truth. And Stephen, look, as I know you're not the only one here. I know you're not the only one with that opinion. That's why I've got my own opinions on who I think the new owners should be, but I'm not going to try and force my opinion down your throat. I'm going to try and bring all the different angles, and at the end of it, we can then make our own fair assumptions. That's what I'm going to try and do on the channel. And the Dubai interview is only part one. There's going to be lots more here. But look, looking back to the World Cup today, before we wrap up, as I said, there's a few more players in action today. We've got the man himself. We've got the butcher. There he is. I love that design. I really genuinely do. And I love this one. I'm just happy with the merch. I'm happy with how the merch came out. And I'm glad that so many of you have appreciated it and like the quality of it and the little touches, like with the little hem label. There's a little label on the bottom there. It's got a little message on the inside there. And we'll leave that for anybody who actually gets it so you can read it yourself. But look, Martinez is in action. I'm hearing rumors that he's not starting for Argentina. Well, that means they're conceding goals. Christian Eriksen is in action for Denmark. Who are Denmark playing? Denmark are playing Australia. Sorry. I'm backing Christian Eriksen to score in that game. Raphael Varane, of course, is going to be starting for France. And Hannibal will probably come off the bench there. Come off the bench and probably not do much. But let's find out. Let's see down there. And look, yeah, this is such a true comment. there is no 100% right answer for who our new owners should be. If it's American, there's going to be people that are pissed off it's another American. If it's going to be state-owned, there's going to be people who are pissed off that it's state-owned. If it's going to be Jim Ratcliffe, there are going to be people that are pissed off that it's Jim Ratcliffe and not a state. It's the way it goes, man. It's the way it goes, right? There will not be a one-size-fits-all answer. And that's just kind of the way it goes in modern life. Like, if you're a politician, you spend your whole life pissing off 50% of the population. That's if you're a good politician. But look, last couple of minutes of the show, everyone fire in your comments or questions that you have for me that I haven't answered in the show. But I want to go back to the top line of the show and say well done to Marcus Rashford, man. And it's such a wonderful thing to see him smiling, see him performing on the absolute top level. And it's great for United. We're absolutely dominating at the World Cup. We really genuinely are. I hope we continue to do it today. I personally think it's a real testament to the work that Erik ten Hag has started at Manchester United, that these players are in the position, mentally and physically, to deliver these sorts of performances at the World Cup. If United were playing like we were last season and these players are going to the World Cup, I don't personally think we'd be seeing this sort of level of performance from so many United players. Not one player, but just widespread United playing well. Martin, you're back in Australia to beat Denmark. I'm sure Orr and TR as well. How many World Cup players do you think United will have at the next World Cup? Don't know. Have to add Cody Gakpo into that. Maybe add Frankie de Jong into that. I don't know. I have no idea. Rumours that Mbappe is joining United. That's what I think about those rumours. Who do I think will win it? Oh, I'll tell you what, actually. I need to pull these up because there's a couple of winners from the sweepstake that I need to pay. Where are they? Where's the sweepstake? World Cup sweepstakes. So, I think it's Richard Flynn was Wales. He got the first red card. Yeah, Richard. Wales might have got knocked out last night, but you won 25 quid when Hennessy decided to boot someone in the face. You need to reach out to me, Rich, on... I'll drop a message into the members only. Actually, I'll just do it into general, just in case you're not a member, onto the show. And Teresa as well. I think Qatar were the first team officially out. So you got the wooden spoon, which is 25 quid to you. So Teresa and Richard, if you can DM me on Telegram, I'll get that money back to you. So congratulations to both of you as well. Rabiot, I saw that, but I don't care. I don't care. Who are you expecting to be given a chance to shine in these friendlies? Really good. That's a really good question, Alex. And it's mad that all this conversation and talk. We've got 2 friendlies next week. I'll address those sort of conversations in my predicted 11 video. But there's quite a few players who are still there. But it's effectively going to be a second preseason. You know how we saw Charlie Savage and Zidane Iqbal dominating in midfield? I think we might see them again. And I hope we see a little bit of Kobe Manu. I'll tell you that. I'd love to see a bit of Kobe Manu. Big up to you, Putin. Not that Putin. Ross, you're saying, what age do you send your first match? My first United game, I can never remember what it was. But I'm pretty sure it was an FA Cup game that ended 0-0 and Gary Neville hit the post. And I'm pretty sure that it was against Chelsea. I've tried researching this before. I think I found out what year it was at some point. But I'm guessing it was somewhere around 1997-ish. There or thereabouts. That's what I think. Let's read a couple more down here. Do we get to watch the friendlies? I'm sure the friendlies will be on TV somewhere. Is it Real Betis and Cadiz? I think they're the 2 friendlies. Do you have... I actually wasn't in the Peterboat on Sunday, but big up to Old Lee. Big up to Old Lee. If we buy Gakpo in January, no, man, I don't think we shouldn't really be speaking about players leaving in January other than Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Maybe Donny van der Beek. Sorry, Donny fans. It's not happening. I don't think we'll be letting go of any attackers. If there's rejuvenation, then maybe. But again, Martial is Ten Hag's guy, man. He's his number 1. Absolutely, he's his number 1. Mo, you're saying, look, could a swap deal be done with Frimpong and AWB? No, I think for me, what strikes me as a smart thing for United to do, and when you think about it as well, the right thing for United to do, AWB on loan to Crystal Palace. If we need to pay part of his wages to make it happen, then we pay part of his wages to make it happen. He's not going to play for us. Ethan Laird, bring him back off loan from QPR. Mick Beale has now left QPR. It was a great loan spell. It was solid, but now they've got a new manager. Question marks. Bring Ethan Laird back in. Let him be the competition for Diogo Dalot, because we've got the FA Cup starting, the League Cup's there. There will be games for Ethan Laird at United. Absolutely. Do you think Ten Hag's making him an attractive club? Yeah, I do. I really, really think it's part of it. That's what I mean. That's why I've got a bit of positivity flowing through me about watching United at the moment from all angles, and for the fact that the club is being sold. It's like heading in the right direction, man. We are heading there. Still a long old way. Do I think the performances of United's players at the World Cup could carry some momentum to get us into the top 4? JK, that's what we're all hoping, right? I don't think it's unrealistic to hope that. And the fact that I think that we will be getting, in my opinion, I think we'll be getting a World Cup winner coming back to the club. That's why I think so. And look, this is an interesting one to finish on. Somebody's just told me about Fabrizio Romano tweeting about a certain Cody Gakpo. Let's go. Right. This is what he's saying. We just had this conversation here in the comments. Let's finish on this one now. This is why we do it live, because if stuff happens live, then look, we bring it up. We just had a full conversation about Cody Gakpo, and this is what Fabrizio said. There is a chance that Gakpo leaves PSV in January. Original plan was to sell him in the summer, but it could change after an excellent World Cup. And it's effectively what I've kind of justifying what I said there to you and in the comments. You're saying, oh, why would PSV sell in January? It's because of the price of Gakpo is going to be at its absolute peak after the World Cup. From a business perspective, if you're PSV, you cash in at that point. Gakpo could, you never know, Gakpo could get an injury at some point halfway through January, miss 6 months, and all of a sudden his value diminishes. From a business perspective, it's the smartest and safest route for PSV to sell Gakpo in January when the player is at its peak. Its peak at his peak. So let's see what goes on there. I'm going to be following this video up here with my first full video on Cody Gakpo. I might also be doing a scouting report. I will also be doing a scouting report on Cody Gakpo. I'm excited about him. I'm excited about seeing what he could do in the United shirt. And if Fabrizio's right and they are willing to let him go in January, United can't afford to let that opportunity pass by them. That's why I think so anyway. But look, that was a cracking show. I really, really enjoyed that one. A really nice conversation. Thank you, everybody, for... It's what I mean. If you can send me good comments in, you can send me good questions. That's what creates an interactive show. Not just slamming shouty comments and trolling comments, which you hardly get here on United People's TV. And again, that's a testament to the community. People who come here for trolling and come here just to have an argument, they just get booed out. Well, they don't get booed out, but they know they have no place here. And they just go somewhere else. They go to different channels. Well, I'm sure that's all fine. But look, thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. Make sure you drop a like on the video. I'll be back here in a little bit with the Cody Gakpo video. Definitely going to keep this on for that one. But take it easy, everyone. I'm going to get rude on the wall as well. Going straight, Holland. Take it easy, everyone. I'll see you soon.